I can almost guarantee you that if you're watching this video right now, your idea of success is so hopeless that maybe you don't even know if it's possible, because the mental parasites that you have and the lack of belief and the proper mindset to get there is completely missing from your brain. And if you don't adapt the mental models that I'm going to show you in this video, I can guarantee you that it doesn't matter what tactics, courses, or anything that you learn, you simply won't be able to reach a high level of success until you adopt these mental models. So in this video, I want to show you guys the 7 mental models that completely changed my life and helped me become a millionaire in my young 20s. So hopefully you guys can do the same and have great success on your own. So the first mindset shift that I made that completely changed my life was ultimate self-ownership. You have to understand that where you're at in life right now, whether you love it or you hate it, is a direct result of the actions that you've taken in the past to get there. If you're broke and you're unhealthy, it's your fault. If you're rich and successful, it's your fault. Everything is your fault. And the sooner you realize this, even things that are maybe outside of your control, like where you're born or the parents you have and things like that, even if you take ownership over that because it's your life, I guarantee you, you will be more successful. And I know some of you may have been born into extreme circumstances. I know I was. If you don't know, I was raised by a single mom. My dad was like abusive, crazy guy. And I grew up in like the poorest county in Ohio. I had no internet. We were on welfare at points. Like we had no money, abusive dad, single mom, the whole thing. And regardless of that, 18-year-old me took complete ownership of it. I didn't cry, poor me. Oh, what do I do? Like I have this poor, awful life. Like boo-hoo. No, fuck that. I took complete ownership and I said, you know what? I have my mom, my brother, and me. And if I want to change this and I don't want this to be my family and I don't want this to be my life, I have to do something about it. I have to change it and I have to be the man. And regardless how young you are or regardless what your circumstance is, ultimate self-ownership and self-accountability will take you places that no course or education or guru or anything can take you, because it's the ultimate thing that you can always rely on yourself and know you will keep promises to yourself when you make them. And no matter how bad situations get, you aren't going to make excuses for it, and you are going to be the one that understands it's your responsibility to change it. Mindset shift number 2 that completely changed everything was understanding momentum. Guys, momentum is like the 8th wonder of the world. Once you have it, you'll understand how amazing it is. And then once you lose it, you will regret it and you'll do everything you can to get it back. Momentum is a crucial thing to understand, and it is essentially a skill, okay? An object in motion stays in motion. That's like basic physics, but momentum is the same way. A person in motion tends to stay in motion. Goals in motion tend to stay in motion. Hard work and going to the gym and habits tend to stay in motion if you continue to do them. And life is the same way. As an entrepreneur or as a salesperson, life can get lonely. You don't always have a team that has your back. You don't always have a family that has your back. So you have to keep yourself in the right direction. You have to continue to push that momentum forward of good habits, doing the right thing, and showing up every single day, because the more you do it, the easier it gets. And then you get what is the 9th wonder of the world, which is compounding, compound interest. And as soon as you can compound these daily things of working hard and habits and all these, that's when you start to see massive leaps in a very short amount of time. You have to understand how to create momentum. If you're starting from zero, you don't have any, okay? And as soon as you get it, you're going to be like, man, if I had this the whole time, life would be different. And that starts with having accountability. If you can be accountable with yourself and say, okay, I'm going to the gym 5 times every week, and then you do that, that's momentum. The ball's rolling. I'm going to go to the gym 5 times every week. I'm going to study this course for 3 hours a day. I'm going to practice live sales calls. I'm going to do all these things. That's momentum, and it compounds on itself. And the more you do, the easier it gets, the faster the ball rolls, and that snowball gets bigger, bigger, and bigger and bigger until you're at the point where you can kind of roll with it and everything in life is going well, it seems. Then once you get momentum, you hold on to it for dear life, because once it's gone, it's hard to get back. And as long as you can keep that ball rolling, everything is seamless. Once you land that first offer, you close that first deal, you get your first client, you make your first $10,000, then your first 50, then your first 100,000. That ball rolls and it keeps going. And I've honestly not lost momentum since the day I started all of this. If I were to take a year and go travel and just fuck off and do whatever, coming back and performing at the level that I perform and getting the results that I get would be damn near impossible, because I have momentum that has been building for years, literally 4 or 5 years. And if I take my foot off the gas, the momentum is going to stop. And I'm going to ride this thing until, honestly, I probably have kids and a family, and then I might take a year off and then get back in the game. But I'm keeping my foot on the gas because momentum is hard to come by, and you don't understand that until it's too late. So I'm telling you guys, get momentum, get it going, and then do not let go of it. Mindset shift number 3 that made a massive difference in my career was understanding that your work and what you do is your honor. One thing I see with a lot of beginners is they have no life force or passion for what they do. And I'm not saying you have to be passionate about cold email, but you do need to be passionate about knowing that that's your craft. If you're a closer or you're a setter or you're a salesperson, you are passionate about that. You need to be, because you got to be crazy about it to be really, really good. There are people that are passionate about cold email and passionate about getting clients and passionate about SaaS and sales and whatever, and you're competing with these people in the marketplace. And if you are not passionate and you have no life force and no energy behind what you do, you don't have any honor about what you do, you're not going to be able to compete with those people. And one, that, but two, you're not going to be able to enjoy your life. Guys, I'm so passionate about business and my companies and my team and what I do. Like, I'm very prideful about it. I have a bit of an ego about it in a healthy way, because I know this is my baby. This company is my baby, and I will do whatever it takes to make it successful because I have passion for it. Take some pride in your work. Take some pride in what you do and in your craft, and don't just be like, oh, I'm just doing this to make money, because the truth is you won't be successful that way. But if you can take pride and honor and respect in what you do, others will see that, and you will, one, be more successful, you'll enjoy it more, and you're just going to have a much better life all around doing that thing. Even if it's something like sales that you obviously aren't going to do forever, it's the thing that's going to get the ball rolling for you. Show up with some fucking passion, have some energy, a sense of urgency of what you do, and it will do leaps and bounds for you in that thing. Number 4 is a big one. It's maybe the most important on this list, and it is understanding opportunity vehicles. You need to understand a lot of times your skill set and actually how good you are at a thing is not what gives you results. Sadly, and this reality of the game, it is the vehicle that you're in. For example, let's say you work a 9 to 5. That's your opportunity vehicle. That's the thing that gives you a chance at making money. You are paid salary. You are capped. You make a certain amount of money for the hours you put in. If you work extra, you don't get paid extra. You get paid for this 9 to 5, these hours in between, that 8 hours or whatever. That's all you're paid for. That's a limited opportunity vehicle. And then take something like sales, right? You can take, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 sales calls in a day. If you get paid commission, you're getting 200, 300, 400, 500, even to $1,000 commission per thing you sell. If you sell 3 or 4 of those a day, you're making a lot of money. If you work and take a bit of extra calls, or you perform a little bit better, you're going to make proportionately more money for the extra time, the extra effort, and the extra skill that you can put into that. That is a different opportunity vehicle than a 9 to 5, or something that's lower and having like an SMMA with like a couple clients, where you're kind of going to hit scale, you're going to hit burnout, you're going to hit a threshold where you got to hire people, lose margin, like whatever. You got to pick opportunity vehicles smartly. For example, I was a closer. I did really well. I made like 20, 30K a month. And then I was like, okay, I want to do bigger things. Started Closer Cartel. And then Closer Cartel popped off. And now I want to do even bigger things. So I have a software company now. The software company and closing is a massive gap. I couldn't get from this opportunity vehicle to that opportunity vehicle on their own. But because I understood using this one to hit this one, to hit this one, to hit this one, I can go up the ladder of better opportunities as my skill, my experience, and my knowledge increases. You can go get a better opportunity vehicle. And that's the beauty. You want something that rewards your input, your time, your effort, and your skill. That way, the more input you put in, the more output you get out. That is the nature of a good opportunity vehicle. And even those, you'll do it, you'll cap out, but then you can see what the next one is, and you can go to that next one, whether it's a SaaS or real estate or whatever it is, then you know. But you got to get the first one dialed in first. And I love sales, guys. If you want to check out the best opportunity vehicle in 2023, hit the link in the description here. It is our most popular video, and it's helped a ton of people leave their jobs, leave college, whatever, and get into sales. So let's go on to number 5. Number 5, I've already briefly mentioned, but it is compound interest. And not compounding interest as far as your bank account, but as far as your skill goes, okay? Compounding over time, I told you, is the 8th wonder of the world. And people really, really underestimate the power of compounding. For example, let's say you start in this game as an appointment setter. You're like the lowest tier of low tiers. It's a great opportunity. You make great money. It's really easy. But you put in effort for 6 months. That effort and time and skill is going to compound, because then you can go become a closer. And then let's say you smash closing. You're really good. You're the best on your team. Then you can go manage sales processes for companies. Then you can make really, really, really good money. And you can start to hire people and build a team and remove yourself from that process and work on the business instead of in the business. And then let's say you get really, really good at that. Now this compounding of a year, a year and a half of effort is now going to give you the ability to create your own company, your own offer, build a software company, do something crazy that you couldn't have done if you didn't start as a setter, because it compounds. The time, the effort, everything you put in, it's not like a job. We play in a different game, okay? 9 to 5, your effort is capped. You don't get rewarded for more. But in this game of business and entrepreneurship and sales, you get rewarded over time consistently for the things you do. The more you put in, the harder you work, the better you get rewarded for that. And you are paid in proportion to those three things, okay? Elon Musk says you are paid in proportion to the problems that you solve. That's why he's the richest person on earth. He's putting people on Mars. He's making electric cars that didn't exist before, okay? That is a hard problem to solve. So he's paid in direct proportion to that. So if you compound your skills over time and you solve bigger problems and you can do more valuable things, you're going to be paid in proportion to how good you are at those things. Number 6 is a good one. Guys, this is embracing delusion. This is going to hit home for a lot of you, but if you're going to do something, why not be delusional enough to think you could become number one at that thing? Why not be the best? Why not be the guy who's amazing at everything? Why not be the person that comes from absolutely nothing and then goes and becomes a billionaire? Why not? Delusion is the greatest thing that you can have as a self-character trait. If you're delusional, but you back it up with work, skill, practice, time in the game, you are going to go so far in life because you are stupid enough to believe that you can do that. And I have made videos about this before. I was delusional enough to be the first person in my family to become a millionaire. I come from a family of hillbillies and rednecks. They don't know anything. They don't even have college educations. They don't know anything. And how did I become a millionaire at 23 when at 60 years old, the people in my family and like my past history, they weren't anything? Why? Because I was delusional enough to believe that I could. And you guys can do the same thing. But the thing about delusion is it has to be backed up with work. There's a lot of delusional people that always are like, oh, I had that idea for that invention, man. Or, oh, I'd be so rich if this happened. Shut up. It's not reality. If you're going to be delusional, back it up with a sick, crazy, psychopathic work ethic, and then you will get results, okay? Believe you can do the thing, and then put the work in to do the thing, and the thing will become reality. And finally, number 7, the best for last, visualization and understanding that everybody is human. I want you to change the way that you view successful people, whether it's me or E-Man or Sebastian or Luke Belmar, whoever it is, whoever you think is successful, they're literally the same as you. The only difference between you guys, they're not born special. They're not the chosen one. There's nothing different between you and those, or you and I, other than work ethic, time in the game, skill, and sacrifice. That's the only metrics that really separate people, okay? You take Conor McGregor, obviously he has some natural talent. Obviously he's fast switch muscles. But you take Conor and you take someone like Jose Aldo, who he destroyed. What's the difference between the two? Skill, maybe. The skill is developed. It was work ethic. Conor put in more hours than Aldo did. He won the mental game before the fight started with Aldo, okay? So Conor wins. He became the best. But it's not like Conor was born this way and Aldo wasn't born this way. They're born the same. They're very similar body type. They're very similar style. And then Conor became the best. Why? Because he worked harder, okay? So what I want you to understand by the point of me saying that, there's nothing that separates these people that you see and look up to except for those things. So if that's true and you understand the gap, you can implement those things into your life and you can become those people as well. And on top of that, you have to understand, before I could do any of the things that I've ever done in life, in reality, I saw it in my head first. Everything. I'm talking about driving my first Lamborghini, making my first $1 million, making my first $10,000, buying my mom a house. All of these things, I saw it in my head before it happened. Visualization and the law of attraction and this, not the new age weird woo-woo, but manifesting the life that you want through your actions and through your beliefs is so real, guys. And I really want you to understand this because it changed my life, and everyone around me that is successful, they do the same exact thing. It's not a coincidence. It's not a, oh, well, they just happen to do this visualization and they're successful. It's because it's cause and effect, okay? So understand that everyone's human and you can become whatever you want if you put in the right effort, work, skill, and time. And then also understand that to get anywhere, you have to visualize that destination first. I can't get to where I'm going if I don't know where I'm going, okay? I can't go to Mars if I don't know that I'm going to Mars. You have to know. You have to see it before you can do it. And then you have to back it up with delusion, work ethic, sacrifice, and time and effort and compounding in the game, okay? So these are the 7 life principles that completely changed my life. And if you guys implement these and you go through this video and you do the same thing, I know it will do it for you. So I'll see you on the next video.